I literally am. I'm at a loss.
Perfect.
What's going on? Oh my god. Oh my god. No. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? No. Oh my god. Duck fam. Oh my god, there's aliens. Oh my god. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? Oh, I can't breathe. Oh, it has a knife hand. I shot him in the dick. Shot him in the dick too. I'm a dick shooter. I'm so sorry. Listen, please don't listen to me. Please, I'm so sorry.
Perfect.
Love it. There they are. There's the invisible person. Oh, bitch! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Is my power increasing in the awareness?
Wait, is it today?
Today, or it was yesterday, and I just didn't blow on the update.
No, but it's true. But wait, who's the kid?
Yeah. Say.
Have you tried quartz?
Have I tried what?
Quartz.
I don't know what that means. To put up your butt? Are you asking if I've forked my butt?
Oh, my sweet Wesley. What have I done?
I believe in this white claw.
Never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
I'd be like white claw. Because even black claw.
I must. I used to disappoint.
Oh my god, my titties. Oh my god, I can't breathe. Oh my god, please. Oh my god.
Stay for the night.
Oh my god, I'm so glad.
Just a little bit of
That's really what I wish that was an absolute oh my god. Oh my god. Here we go. 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 One. Nothing wrong with me. Two. Nothing wrong with me. it again, so I'ma make the beat drop. What am I supposed to be doing? Oh shit. Oh my. Wash your ass, clean your vag, and your underarms too. Wash your toes, and your legs, and your butt crack too. You're welcome, everybody. I also made some. I love you so much. I love you with every part of my being and my soul. But what part of stick together are you not? Is it the stick or is it the together?
That was that crazy. I didn't know about me. I'm used to being consistent about my work. It's always difficult to get the result.
X Games, Ecstasy, Steve Maddens. Hi, welcome to stream. I'm Audra. These are my boogers. And he goes, like, if men walk into a club and there's only women there, the first thing that popped out of my mouth is I was like, they're vampires. Okay, let me just explain. What the fuck? Plants outside, and like your bed, and some stuffed animals, your hoo-ha.
What the hell did you guys get out of that?
Titties.
I'm just still figuring that out myself.
Yeah! Yeah! He's gonna start RKO fucking everybody. Yes, I love it when he does this. You get an RKO, and you get an RKO. Everybody gets an RKO. You're speaking my love language. She said breaking the humans first. Baby, I'm ready. Break me, son. Lakeith Stanfield just gives me like a weird energy. I don't know what it is.
Have you tried corks?
Have I tried what? Are you asking me if I've corked my butthole?
Yeah.
Just feels very much like he's trying to put it in your butt without like any prep, and he doesn't ask. Reach the courtroom.
No, he coming, get the fuck out of the way.
She's screaming, he coming. What does that have to do with his outfit? Nothing. But that's, well, maybe everything. Yes, come find me, Heather. Please come find me after you abandon me to that weird clown creature and let me get stabbed 3 times. Did he just fart? Sorry, girly pop. Mine's gold. I can't breathe. Oh, girl! My AI robot just farted. Hi. Happy Friday. It's Friday. Friday. Yeah, go Rebecca Black. Hi. Hello. I'm sweaty. I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, even though I am a yapper because I stink. I just got off work and I need to take a hot shower so that my toes will be warm. So, hi, welcome. I'm Audra Rains. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. You know what I mean? If you want to. Like, I don't care what you do. Like, live your life. You know what I mean? You've got bigger things to worry about. All right. Listen, to all of my gays and theys, and apparently there's straight people who watch me, so hi. Hi. Welcome. We are gathered here on this Friday, October 24th. Hi, Allie. Also, quick shout out to the patrons and the channel members. Thank y'all. We just finished. For everybody who did get to finish it, we'll probably watch it again. We just finished the history of queer horror, and it was so good. It was so good. If you haven't seen it, it's on Shudder. That's a sponsor I would take. I would take a sponsorship from Shudder. I do use it and I watch it and I enjoy it. But we just finished watching the history of queer horror, and it was so good. It was so lovely. It was wonderful watching all of it. Shudder like DDER, like brrr. Not Shudder like that movie with Leo DiCaprio. But yeah, so I want to thank y'all. I do chat a little bit, but it's like been hard this week. This week's been messy. I've had some rough times, you know. Monday was an absolute nightmare. I had 14 trays of mail. I had a tray of raw mail, and that is so for those of you who don't know, mail typically comes and it's sorted. A tray of raw, and the tray's about, I don't know. It's, you can't see, but it's maybe like that long. And raw mail is it's not in any order. You just have to find where it goes. So I had a tray of that. I don't know how many packages. It was messy. And I've had full coverage damn near every day. So it's just been, my route is like 69.4 hours, I think, at this point. We're trying out here. And that's what I was like, I'm going to get on here now because, again, like last live, I want to play games on my days off. My normal stream days are Sundays and Tuesdays. So I'm like, I just want to play games. I wanted to finish the Outer Worlds because the new one is out and I'm excited to play it. Also, House Flipper 2 got the Scooby-Doo and I'm excited to play with that a little bit. I'm like, so we're going to house flip Scooby-Doo style, maybe? I don't know. Listen, we'll see. We'll see if I even feel like touching anything tomorrow, right? Yeah, there's a new Outer Worlds, so I'm excited about it. I'm like, listen, I'm a gamer for real. So haven't caught a live in 351 days, give or take. So this used to be where my jelly beans were, but now they're not, so I gotta go to the store. Although I did just get myself a bunch of big ass blow pops for work. Sar, yeah, thank you for dropping in, Car. I appreciate it. Yeah. So, you know, all of that's happened. It's been a time, and it was kind of like rainy and shiesty today. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to like make it. And, they're the Jelly Belly ones, though. I'm like really into, like, I don't know why I'm telling you that I'm particular. You live with me and you know that. They have to be the Jelly Belly mixed ones. I even kind of like the licorice one. Like I've got into this thing where I take like a handful of them. Anyways, nobody cares about any of this except for some of y'all. And so somebody who watches this on the replay, because yes, I will leave it up, babes. Somebody who watches this on the replay, do me a flavor and put like stream starts at. Do you know what I mean? Be a friend. Be a friend. All right. So we're gathered here today on this Friday, as some would have you believe it is. It's not for me. I got to work tomorrow, but I wanted to talk about the aftermath of the Raw Beauty Christie debacle. The quickest of recaps is that Raw Beauty Christie, beloved beauty content creator, seemed to have some like right-wing leanings and made a rage-filled video explaining why we're the assholes for not watching her content. And like that's the quickest of recaps, but I am going to tell you there are multiple videos that have come out. When I'm done with this, I will link each one of the videos because I'm going to talk about 4 of them. I'm not really going to go into like a lot of detail. I'm not going to show them because these folks worked hard to make that content, and they all have varying different points of view. And all of them are very good. So we did have Peter respond because the way that Christy made it seem, and Paige's video hits this as well, but the way that Christy made it seem in her video, discussing why she didn't talk about the allegations, was that a drama channel person, because she refuses to name names like a lot of right-leaning moderates do, refused to name names and just said like a drama channel person got me on the phone. And as far as we're all aware who've been following this, the only person we're aware of that she spoke to on the phone that could be considered a drama channel is Peter Mon. And listen, first of all, I have bias. I'm always going to have bias. Hi, Dark Angel.
And for all these reasons, I've decided to scalp you and burn your village to the ground.
And all of this stemmed literally, in my opinion, damn it, Heather. You almost ruined it. I'll have to cut that out. Like, damn it, Heather. Hi, Heather. How are you? Have you been working? No, don't be sorry. I love you. I love you so much and I miss you. I love you and I miss you. I miss you. Stop working. Like, I miss you. Stop working. I love you. Yeah, wondering if the article is out now. And like, yeah, the whole video really stemmed from the fact that there's an article, which I'm going to get into that in a minute, but we're going to talk about like Peter and his response. Now, I'm going to tell you, I would not consider like, oh, that me and Peter are friends. We have spoken in DMs. Peter is really kind, genuine, seems like who he is. Chats in DMs the way that he talks on video. So I'm not really ever surprised by anything he's ever said. And I've been watching Peter Mon for a long time. And let me just tell you that when I first started shimmying on YouTube, nobody's ever going to see that video. Like 3 people maybe have seen this video, but this was before I knew I was making YouTube videos. No, I never knew that my first video of me just like shimmying around to Britney Spears would have me ever speaking to Peter Mon in DMs. So like, what a wild life I lead, just shimmying while putting on makeup. Just, it was a time. How embarrassing, but you know, it's wild. Yeah, Stella, come on over. I'm Tuesdays and Sundays. I don't have a particular time, but I typically stream anywhere between 4 and 6 hours. Just depends on the day. But in all the time I've known, watched Peter's videos, I've never known him to be a liar. In fact, one of the things that I've noticed about Peter is if he does make a mistake or he does make an error, he corrects it. Next video, he corrects it. He's like, hey, I misspoke. I said this thing. I should not have said that thing. And what I did learn is like, blah, blah, blah. Like Peter has, for all intents and purposes, as well as far as I've seen, been always honest. And he's always maintained that Christy initiated the phone call with him, asked to speak to him, and they spoke on the phone. So I'm inclined to believe Peter on this. I'm just going to say that. I'm inclined to believe Peter. I don't know why he would have, what incentive would he actually have to lie about it if you really consider, and his story hasn't changed from the minute he talked about it. Like, it hasn't changed, okay? He's been like, blah, 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 every time. Blah, 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 every time. So, yeah. So Peter did respond, and he was like, yeah, this is, I don't, like, name names. And also let her know, feel free if you recorded the conversation to share it. So that also tells me, if you're lying, you know what I mean? You don't really want anybody to share that. So I'm inclined to believe Peter on that. Mika's Rhetoric, my girl Mika, made a video on it with more nuance, especially because, again, she has that video about like homeschooling, which I think is called unschooling, but I'm not positive because my memory is made of cheese. And you know, have you ever gone to sleep and had like absolutely nothing to drink, like no alcohol at all? I'm talking about an alcoholic beverage, and you wake up and you feel hungover. That happened to me today. So I'm a little, also it's hockey season. Go Avs. Y'all aren't starting the season off properly. Just need y'all to know that. Get it together. Get it together. Anyways, so I feel like, yeah, a lot of people have that same sensation because, again, Peter is not known for being a liar. Peter's taken a lot of shit. He's like with varying different things where people will try to like dox him and have done so. And like he still perseveres and moves forward. And then Mika made a video and her video was fantastic. You have to go watch it. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything I tell you to do. You know what I mean? It's your life. Do what you want. But like it's about to be Saturday or whatever. And you can have like, you're going to clean your house. You're going to clean your house. I'm hypnotizing you so that you'll finally do like the things around your house you've been trying to do. I know you can do it. I know you can do it, gays. I've got you. I'm not going to do it, but you can. So then Fat Sajak made another very good video. If y'all aren't subscribed to or following or watching Fat Sajak, I suggest you do. They're like two of my white ladies and that like that's like my max limit. No, like hate to white people. It's just like y'all eat up my whole feed and I've worked very hard to make my feed black. So like, you know, I think Hannah needs to yell is in there too, but like I have to just be real careful about that because y'all eat up my feed. And it's not your fault that the algorithm in the feed is racist. Like that's not your fault. But I'm just saying. So, and then Paige dropped a video, which was like the intro was bomb. Go watch it. Paige worked really hard on it. And also had some like really beautiful moments with my friend, Jen Love, just discussing everything in detail. And after watching all of these videos, right, we've come to the conclusion that truly, or at least I have, Christy's explanation did not make any sense. Like her explanation was people were getting doxxed. So instead of me using my considerable power with my platform to just even like put out a notes app to say, hey, stop doing that, I just sat here silently while the school closed down. That doesn't make any sense, but to each their own. You know what I mean? Everybody handles crises differently. You know, I handle crises by just staring at it with my mouth open, tears gathering in my eyes and hoping that it'll just magically fix itself. And, you know, for what it's worth, a lot of times it does. But so I can't tell you what to do, homosexuals. Listen. And it's just, it has become this thing. And I know that there's a lot of people quite literally sitting there just going, why does any of this even matter? It's just a makeup content creator. Who cares what her beliefs are? All of this stuff. And here's what I'm going to say to you. There are plenty of makeup content creators and beauty content creators who literally never speak about politics in any way, shape, or form. They just talk about the makeup. That's all they do. You know why? Because they don't want to talk about this kind of stuff. And if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But the second you have, and if you watch Paige's video, you'll see it. The second you have videos talking about Black Lives Matter, talking about what's going on in the beauty community, like the second you start involving yourself in that, you create an audience that expects these things from you. Okay. And if you don't have the same moral views as I do, I just leave quietly. Like there's tons of channels I have just unsubscribed from. Like I was like, oop, you said something. That's twice now. You got me. You were a little slick with the first transphobic comment, but you weren't as slick this time. And babes, I'm out. You know what I mean? And I'm not part of that community. Well, I'm not trans, but I stand in community with trans people. Like there are trans people in my community and I'm not going to abandon them for a bag. Do you see what I'm saying? And it kind of reminds me of how people were watching and saying, you know, that the Wizard game, the boycott didn't work. And it didn't work because not enough people stood in community with trans people. Do you see what I'm saying? They just used every excuse under the book, but could not stand in community with trans people when it mattered. What mattered to them more was playing a nostalgic game. What mattered to them more was potentially making a bag on Twitch. So they did not care enough to stand with their trans brethren, sistren, and non-binary men. That's a new word. and they played the game anyway. And how this relates to Christy is when you're on, and not just her, but creators like her, these like tepid, moderate, I just want everybody to get along. Like y'all play little games just like a lot of conservatives on this platform do. Y'all play these soft little games and you pretend and you make it off of the backs of the very people who you then just shun in the end. Do you know what I mean? So y'all are happy to have statements about Black Lives Matter so long as it makes you a bag. But I urge all of y'all to go right now and go look, because there was a time, during the George Floyd protests, RIP George Floyd, there was a time during that where there was a whole movement of a full face of Black owned brands. And I urge you to check out that it's a sea of white faces in things that involve us, any marginalized person. We are never the face of our own movements. We don't get to be, because people like this show up. And like, yes, use your platform for good, but you know what else you can do with that platform? You can highlight other Black content creators. You can do collaborations with other Black content creators. They did not do that shit. They made their money and they bounced. You know what I mean? They made their bag, they got their money, and then they just rolled out. They were like, cool for me. Good, right? And then they just put all that stuff away and they get to go live their lives. And that's the privilege of being a rich white woman. You can just do that. And that's what Christy has, is the privilege of being a rich white woman, and people like her, like Jessica Braun, who can be like, we should all just get along. We can have different opinions. And babes, we can have different opinions. Sure. We can have different opinions on whether or not purple is a better color than green. They're equal. We can have, different opinions on whether or not you should put black olives on your pizza. You know what? I think yes, because they're delicious, but we're not going to have a difference of opinion on my right to live. We're not going to have a difference of opinion on the right of me, Black and brown people, trans people, gay people, non-binary people, disabled people, fat people, all of these goddamn marginalized communities. We are not going to have a fucking conversation, about whether or not we deserve to exist. I'm not going to have a conversation about that. Not ever. We're not going to go back and forth about it. It's not a difference of opinion. It's a difference of motherfucking morals. Excuse me. It's a difference of morals. I get heated. With this stuff, because these are the people that are in my community, and I'm one of the people. Right? I don't get the privilege of pretending like this doesn't happen. It's why I did not play the wizard game, because I am in community with trans people. And I would never, ever, ever, ever want to throw them to the side, throw their feelings aside, throw their hopes and their dreams when they're literally in this moment fighting for their right to be allowed to be who they are for a stupid video game. It's not going to happen. Right? So if I can do that, if I can sit here and say this to you, when people like Robbie Christie, when people like Jessica Braun, when the Britt Clarks and all of them, like, I just think everybody should get along. Great. That's good for you. But I will not be watching your content, and you cannot be mad at me for not wanting to. You can't be mad at any of the viewers who don't want to, because your morals don't align with theirs. It comes down to morals, and morally, you don't align with me. And that's fine. And you know what? Here's the thing. A lot of people would have just kept it pushing. They wouldn't have been in your comments telling you that they were disappointed, but you had to keep making videos. You had to keep going. And as we can clearly see with your like barely withheld, like as you're seething with rage in your video, you're pissed off that you can't just go along and make a bag. You're blaming people for not wanting to watch you because your views don't align with their moral construct. Like, the difference between moderates and conservatives and Republicans and the rest of us is that our political views line up with our moral views, and theirs do not. To them, these two things are different. Their morals are completely different than their politics, and neither the twain shall meet. That's why they made up the whole thing. Like, oh, you should never talk about politics or your salary. Okay, that's a white people talking point. And if you're getting sensitive when I say white people, you can choose to do one of two things. You can stay and you can learn, or you can get puffy and leave. But either one is fine. But don't be in here trying to have weird ass comments, because baby, my block hand will always be strong. Always. Because one thing I'm not going to do is have my community fighting for their lives in the comments about over your ignorance. It's not going to happen. Now, if you have real actual questions, that's a different thing, but you're not going to come in here acting wild. It won't happen. So like, y'all have to recognize that viewers owe you shit. Y'all do not owe me anything. If you choose to watch, great. If you don't, great. Like I have a little Halloween video. It's not monetized because it can't be. And I decided for copyright reasons, and I have decided that I like the video as it is. And it's like a short little Halloween video. And I was like, I like it as it is. I don't care if it's not monetized because I do in fact have a 9 to 5. Well, a 7:30 to 7:30, but I do have a main source of income that isn't this. And I just want to put it out the way that it is. You know, but y'all don't owe those views to me. If only 400 of you watch it, cool. I made like art for 400 people that enjoyed it. And that's what you do. You know what I mean? So don't come out here being mad, you know, that people don't want to follow somebody and watch the content of somebody that they don't find aligns with their views. And many of you, if you haven't done so already, the way that she's coming out on her comments, it's not helping her case either. Make another video. Don't make another video, girl. No, like at this point, I don't care because like you're just too lost in the sauce for most of us to even give a shit. Like at this point, you're just like seething, and using terms like woke mob is like some racist ass shit. It's really frustrating. Like y'all use that every time somebody's like, hey, maybe don't do that. Yes, I'm aware of the Hassan debacle. I don't know if I'll talk about it because listen. Sometimes you got to be quiet. Sometimes you got to hush your mouth, but yeah, we don't know how to tell others that they should care about people, or at the very least, not be surprised when their actions have repercussions. Because we're no longer like, not that we've ever been like marginalized people have never been at this agree to disagree line of bullshit that y'all just like keep on trying to throw at us. Like we've never been there. But we can't afford to do that now. They're literally snatching people up off of the streets. They are raiding people's homes. And then you have people who have joined ICE because the job prospects are so bad that they cannot, they're offering them benefits, which is how fascism works, right? We're going to give you something fancy if you just join up. So now you have black and brown people joining ICE. I don't excuse it. I understand it. So we can't. We do not have that space to educate you anymore because the time for education is over. That was 5 years ago, babes. We're no longer there. We are closing ranks amongst our communities. We are doing mutual aid. We are trying to help one another. We are trying to survive the best that we can. And so like the harm of centrism is what I'm getting at here, is that like we can't afford any people being in the center when our lives are on the line. When I get nervous, it's calmed down a little bit, but like I am in Texas. It was a little nerve-wracking at one point after Charlie Kirk, because the amount of police presence, it started to stress me out. That is my mom cooking? I smell food. Is mom cooking? And let me know if mom's cooking. I'm like, I suddenly got like really, I was like, does anybody smell food? Like y'all can smell through the screen. But like, this is why we don't, this always boils down why we don't trust white women. Y'all do this. Not all of you, obviously, because there are white women right now in the streets of New York who are blocking ICE from taking people. You know, rich white women out in the streets of New York who are like, we're not letting you take people. They're blocking them. They're doing everything in their power. Communities are trying to solidify around stopping the unlawful detainment of American citizens, of asylum seekers. Like the benefit of being a rich white woman, like an RBK is that none of this touches her until it does, right? Until they're like, anyways, you're a woman and you can't make money. So your husband needs to go get a job and you need to sit at home and make babies. Oh, you can't make any more babies? That's too bad. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they're going to start doing to you. Oh, if you can't make any more babies, what use of you are to us? Like, that's what they're pushing for. So just, sit in your complacency because you can. But the thing about that is you're going to have to remember that by the time you need us, by the time you need the Black and brown people and all the people in the marginalized communities, we will not be there because we have already lost trust for the all. We will not let you in because you're ops now. Like, we know you're the ops, so we're good. We know you're the ops, so we're good. We will not be letting you in. We will not be allowing, because now our safety depends on it. We know how you were, So like the comments, Shannon, it's wild in there. And the things that she's liking of people, I mean, again, nobody's doing gender reassignment surgery on children. I don't know how many ways that people can tell y'all this. That should just be like the sentence. Nobody's doing that. Are y'all okay? I need y'all to like get out of the weird conspiracy holes that you're living in, because it's not conducive to you. Inflation is high. People are being dragged off of the streets. The American farmer is being crushed by their own vote. Like, it's wild out here. We don't have time for it. And I know, it's upsetting, right? Because being, right wing doesn't pay. Not in the beauty space. It's an overwhelmingly liberal space, and it doesn't pay good money to be right wing. Because if it did, Amanda Ensing, we would not be able to stop seeing her content. But it doesn't pay, because art and creativity overwhelmingly is something that tends to come from a place for a lot of us of not belonging, right? It tends to come from a place of not understanding and why we can't exist in spaces that we should be able to exist in. So no one is doing, thank you, camp. Not tempted to work for ICE to destroy them from the inside. Listen, the way that people are not, they're giving them no peace, and I love y'all for it. You know what I mean? So like rich white women saying, don't mess with the street vendors. 100%. They've had enough. Like, everybody is and that's what we need. We don't need any more of these, like, everybody should just be able to get along. Everybody can have different views and opinions. Like, yeah, girl, that's because it doesn't affect you. Of course you can. And the fact that you started that video and didn't immediately just start out and say, hey, I'm not all right. Like, why did it take so long to get there? Why did we get like seething, enraged? And again, that's why we don't trust y'all. Because anytime we try to call y'all in, you become enraged. You start screaming, you start yelling, you start wilding out and acting as if, again, we owe you the view. We don't owe you the view. Nobody owes anybody any of these views. Like, I'm grateful for them. I'm thankful for them. I never even thought I would ever get to 13K, let alone 15.7. It's amazing that I'm here, cool. Thank you. But realistically, like, we're out here fighting for our lives. We're just trying to some of us are just trying to keep our heads down and survive. And you're over here like, well, I'm mad at you for things I put on the internet. How dare you? All right, girl. It's just, it took her 10 minutes into a 25-minute video, and she said it sarcastically. I just need all these folks to understand that I'm listening, I'm learning. Like, you just start doing the thing. You don't even have to say it anymore. Just do it. just do the things, because people's lives are at risk. And I'm telling you right now, you can't wait until it affects you before you start going like, oh no, right? Because the people who thought it wasn't going to affect them, again, groceries are mad expensive. Being able to just like eat now is becoming a problem. The government is shut down, and there's just so many people who aren't going to have access to food. The food banks are getting overwhelmed. So, and the worst part about it is because of everything is going up because of these stupid ass tariffs, right? Like we who normally would be able to go buy things and help, we don't have that. The food banks are running out. So like whatever we can do, we're trying, you know? So I don't, yeah, she started her video in bad faith with sarcasm and a Zoolander reference, which a lot of people didn't get. Poor editing, my opinion. But like, I've seen several nurses on Reddit saying they were tempted to work for ICE to take them down from the inside, but ultimately it would be dangerous, very dangerous. Yes, I would definitely not recommend that. Peppy. So it's like, that's why it matters. That's why the whole RBK debacle really matters. It's not just about makeup, right? It's about the way in which white women engage in these spaces and pretend, it feels like at this point, that they give a shit about our causes. But again, they platform themselves. They don't really actually care about anything but their own bag. And once they have their bag, they just leave all those marginalized people in the dust. It's the same problem I have with white leftist men. You know, they get their bag, they leave us in the dust. They very rarely engage with us. So it's very interesting how often they're always speaking for us. And they'll be like, I have such a large platform, you know, and I'm going to speak out for those who can't. Babes, we're right here. It's not like we don't exist on these platforms. We have mouths. We can speak. Many of us can sign. We can type. We exist. So like, and at the end of it too, you know, for none of us would even be looking for this stupid article. You know what I mean? She brought it to our attention. Now we're all going to try to find it. And the viewers that she did have that really, we're kind of on the fence. We're not really sure as to what exactly to think about it, that we're still watching. You kind of nuked some of those folks, you know? You like what? Just be happy for the 30K. I know it's not the 200K that you were getting before and the 345K that you were getting before. But again, that's the choices that you made. People can just quietly unsubscribe. People can just stop watching your content. That's just how it is. That's the nature of the beast. You can't keep blaming the viewer for the mistakes that you've made. I don't get mad every time a video flops. It just flops. I don't even look. I wish I was kidding. I don't look, it gives me anxiety. So, you know, that's it. You know, it's a bigger problem than just like, oh, makeup and, you know, she just does makeup content. No, she doesn't. And if you watch Paige's video, you'll see she doesn't just do makeup content. You know, so if y'all want to have your like moderate or alt-right, have whatever the fuck views you want to have, but don't pretend to give a fuck about us. Don't spend any amount of your time pretending to care about those of us who are negatively impacted by your choices and opinions, by what I view as a moral failing. So, with that said, I need to eat dinner and it's time for me to play some Fortnite. So... I'm like, I've got to eat dinner and it's time for me to play Fortnite. And I swear I can smell my mom cooking something. And I don't know if I saw whether or not Mama's cooking, but like I smell food and I'm like, my stomach is gurgling because what did I have to eat today en route? Like some crackers. On that note, I'm so sorry. Listen, I'm going to hell for it. On that note, I'm going to like leave y'all with, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, the new raid intro video. Then I'll drop the end screen. I'm going to get the heck out of here and eat some food. I'm going to take a shower because again, I stink. So, and my Raynaud's is kicking my toes' butt. So, you know, enjoy this little bit of things here. And again, thank you to the patrons. Thank you to the channel members. And remember, if you're in the Discord, if there's a VC and there's people in it, hop in, babes. It's for everybody. All right. Because I get like flirty and then I'm like, I want to show you my titties and then I'm done. Bye.